Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Figuarts Ultraseven figure from Bandai. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks decent, and yeah, it's like, first off, I'm going to say I really do kind of like that they went with a more washed out look. It kind of gives it that, I hesitate to say grimy, but it kind of is the first word that comes to mind. But that late 60s aesthetic, especially with, you know, the film grain stuff of the time, is just like colors weren't super bright and, you know, saturated, and that they definitely got that here, especially with the silver here with the armor on the arms and the chest. A little bit brighter for the head, but I think that definitely works to its favor, especially when you account for these nice translucent eyes. Again, as I've said many times before, I love that Figuarts does this. Then we get the eye here in the middle, that really nice translucent green, which kind of pops, kind of like, it's a little subdued. It doesn't like distract, but it definitely just looks nice, especially if it catches the light the right way. And then beyond that, I mean, obviously we just got that, you know, kind of slightly more washed out red, shade of red for the body, and then, you know, the accent pieces here in that silver, which matches the armor. It's very nice there. And yeah, beyond that, like in terms of the sculpt and the way the articulation is cut, I mean, it's Figuarts, so you are going to get, you know, those thigh cuts and stuff like that. So if that's not for you, then this isn't going to change your mind. But other than that, like, it does definitely cut a pretty nice silhouette. And yeah, just a really nice looking figure. We get a nice loadout of accessories here, so let's take a look. Starting with hands, and right out of the box, we do get a pair of fists. Then we get a pair of flying/chopping hands. We get a pair of grappling/semi-relaxed hands. We get a pair of gripping hands. And then we get a pair of the two-finger pointing gesture. That's awesome. And then finally, we do get the hands here for shooting the Amerium beam. So you can see that. You can see there's a port here in the front, and that is for the Amerium beam right here. You can see really nice translucency, really kind of cool sculpt there. Peg is here on the end, and that just kind of slots in. It is shaped, kind of hard to see, but it actually, you can kind of work it there. And there you go. So that's pretty cool. And speaking of beam effects, we do get the wide shot. Again, really nice translucency. The yellow is kind of the perfect shade, and that's just attached to a hand that obviously you'd replace like any of the others. And then finally, we do get the eye sluggers. And so the one that comes in the top of the head does remove. And then you get this second one. So you can reenact that move from it as well. And that's what these gripping hands are for. You just take one of the eye sluggers, and that just fits right in very nicely. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here are okay. Not my favorite from an Figuarts figure, and there's definitely some more limitations that I wasn't expecting, but it's definitely workable. I got a freestanding kick here. This didn't take too much work. It helped that the feet are flat, so we did get that, but actually like think about getting it into neutral here. So our head, we are on kind of a peg that's on a ball joint, and then that goes into a separate neck piece, and it comes off pretty easily. We actually do get some really nice up on that head, but we do get a little bit, we get some decent down, get some side to side, but if you try to rotate it too much, actually you don't get a great amount because it's a really thick neck, and you turn it too much and it's going to pop out. And there you can see that peg on the kind of hinge joint, actually not a ball joint, pardon me. It comes off pretty easily, so it's a little frustrating. I've definitely had some kind of issues with that, trying to get it into more dynamic poses. Then we come down to the shoulders, and we are on kind of these floaty butterfly joints that kind of go front and back. They also go up and down. Oh, I'm gonna lose that. That's on my floor now. Wonderful, I gotta find that. Then we have rotation there as well. We do have double jointed elbows, which is nice. Then we have our swivel hinge swivel here for the wrists. So pretty much expected for Figuarts. Then we get ball joint here at the diaphragm, ball joint at the waist. However, not the greatest crunch, not too bad though. Got some decent arch back as well. Much better on the tilt side to side. Rotation is almost non-existent. That's kind of one of the limitations that make me sad, because that definitely helps with a lot of kicks and, you know, other kind of more actiony poses. You do get a little bit, but you really got to kind of work with it. Come down to the hips. this is probably my least favorite part because these are those like double hinge joints that are actually similar to this figure over here. So as you can see the slots, like they hinge out and they're very tight and they hinge forward, and that's fine. Like front kick's great. But you know, we only come out about that far, like decent, definitely decent. But the thigh swivel doesn't go all the way around, and it's not being hindered by the sculpt at all. It just doesn't move all the way, which is weird and kind of limits again. So there's that. But then we get some double jointed knees. Those are nice. For the feet, we get not a ton of point, but it's there. We get some okay up. We do get a toe hinge, and we get some pretty nice rocker. So overall, that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here it is with some other SH Figuarts. With some domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with our articulated icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the SH Figuarts Ultraseven figure from Bandai is that this is definitely a decent figure. It's not SH Figuarts' best. It's certainly not their worst. It's kind of there. There's definitely a lot of flaws, or just the articulation, some parts of it feel outdated, or just kind of, they hinder more than they should. So yeah, basically my recommendation here is that, you know, if you are collecting the Ultra Brothers, the Ultra family from SH Figuarts, then absolutely pick it up. I mean, you know, the price is right, and it's, you know, definitely decent. It'll look great in the whole assembly. But if you're looking for kind of like a definitive Ultraseven, I don't know if I'd recommend this. There is one out from Spectrum ACG, which is a company I've covered a couple of times now, and I'm actually have that coming to me now, so we'll see that. And actually in the future we'll be doing a Plastic Combat, which is my series where I compare figures that are similar characters. So if you're curious in seeing them side by side, then definitely subscribe, and that will be going up probably within the next couple of months. So yeah, that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, hope to see you back, because again, I have that other video coming up. But beyond that, I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's just look at some really nice plastic, escape the world for a while. But at the end of the day, really, I just hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.